By holding a gun to everyone on Earth and calling it protection.
You know, I read those SSR files. Greatest Generation? You guys did some nasty stuff.
Yeah. We compromised. Sometimes in ways that made us not sleep so well. But we did it so that people could be free. This isn't freedom. This is fear.
A kid from Brooklyn turned American hero. Who is Captain America? Due to the abundance of history, we will primarily be covering the events of Captain America Comics Issue 1 in 1941, Avengers Issue 4 in 1963, Captain America Issue 117 in 1969, Captain America Issues 1 through 9 and 11 through 14 in 2005 through 2006, Civil War Issues 1 through 7 in 2006 through 2007. As the world watched in horror of what the Nazis were doing to Western Europe, American artists and writers Joe Simon and Jack Kirby wanted to help their country's front by creating one of the most patriotic and well-established heroes in the world, Captain America.
You know, the last time I was in Germany and saw a man standing above everybody else, we ended up disagreeing.
The soldier.
In 1941, Captain America Comics debut with Issue 1, depicting the head of the FBI, Q.J. Arthur Grover, leading a team of government officials into a hidden laboratory, unveiling several scientists and a frail Brooklyn boy. One of the scientists being Professor Reinstein, who injects the young man with a seething liquid. Only a few moments later, the kid's muscles begin to grow several times their original size. Professor Reinstein displays the new man as Captain America, America's savior against the saboteurs, spies, and enemies. However, the success is short-lived as one of the men let in jumps out of his chair and begins opening fire at Mr. Grover and Reinstein, killing Reinstein and shattering the serum that made Captain America. Captain America pulls the spy through the glass window and gives him a few good punches. The spy starts to stumble back into some laboratory equipment, electrocuting himself to death. Later in the issue, Captain America adopts his trusty sidekick, Bucky Barnes. Bucky and Cap go on several missions with themes of protecting America's interests, as well as tales of fantasy. In one of these tales, Bucky gets kidnapped by Cap's soon-to-be longtime nemesis, the Red Skull. 22 years later in Avengers Issue 4, it is revealed Steve Rogers was frozen in ice since World War II. In an attempt to bring him into the modern world, the Avengers adopt him as a new member. In the standalone title, Captain America Issue 117, one of the first African-American superheroes is introduced, Falcon. While Steve Rogers is trapped on an island with Red Skull's minions, Sam Wilson, who cared for a pet falcon, answered an ad which led Sam to the island where Cap was being held. After freeing Cap, they teamed up and trained together for several years to come. Artist of this issue, Steve Collin, recalled Falcon in 2008, stating, "In the late 1960s, when the news of the Vietnam War and civil rights protests were regular occurrences, and Stan, always wanting to be at the forefront of things, started bringing these headlines into the comics. One of the biggest steps we took in this direction came in Captain America. I enjoyed drawing people of every kind. I drew as many different types of people as I could into the scenes I illustrated, and I love drawing black people. I always found their features interesting and so much of their strength, spirit, and wisdom written on their faces. I approached Stan, as I remember, with the idea of introducing an African-American hero, and he took to it right away. I looked at several African-American magazines and used them as a basis of inspiration for bringing the Falcon to life. In Captain America Issues 1 through 9 and 11 through 14, Bucky Barnes is presumably dead, until he returns as the Winter Soldier. It turned out that Bucky was captured by Russian scientists after his plane crash in 1940 and was brainwashed into becoming a master assassin. Nearly right after the Winter Soldier story arc came the story known as Civil War. The story is extremely relevant to Captain America's history, especially in the cinematic universe. The story depicts an accident caused by both heroes and villains. In light of this event, the government grows tired of reckless vigilantes and enables the Superhero Registration Act, forcing heroes to give up their identity to the US government, or else they become an enemy of the state. Iron Man takes the pro-registration side and Cap takes the anti-registration side, causing major consequences to unfold. If you'd like to know more of this red, white, and blue patriot, be sure to subscribe to Infinity Arc, and thanks for watching.